Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. This is my Advent calendar, day 17, and today is all about beauty. I've decided that I'm going to just let myself be guided by keywords and draw my inspiration, my favorite things from these keywords. And today I thought I would talk about beauty. So I'm going to share with you some favorite cards and build those into a reading as well as a tarot tip. I mentioned about the practice of choosing a favorite card in the tarot and how that can help to build connections, as well as the day I was working with the blue and bronze colored deck, Dream deck. You'll know the one I'm talking about if you've been watching every day, the one that I haven't worked with. And there was this passage where the suggestion was to fan out the cards or to just muck the cards all over the table and to choose a card that you felt inspired to work with to start working with a deck. And these couple of cards I'm showing you here from Tarot of Echoes do something to awaken my heart and to appreciate the beauty in life, the beauty of life. And there's something about the figure in the card and their connection with God, their connection with spirit, their unconditional, there's inner knowing, and one might call it an innocence. It's truly something. And I realized I wanted to pull a card out here that I don't have. In the same way, this Seven of Cups may be the most extraordinary Seven of Cups I've ever seen. And I feel in this card a freedom in capturing my dream, a freedom in connecting with my dream. These are from Tarot of Echoes by Anna Torian. The idea of beauty comes also in much more mundane qualities, and there's a few cards in the Numinous Tarot, two suits in particular. The suit of bells. Bells are bells and wind chimes, gongs. I think of wind chimes I have hung in my garden, and the connection they bring to spirit, the beauty. I know I have a neighbor that has some very deep Balinese style chimes on her back deck, and when the wind blows and I'm walking by that yard, there's nothing like that. It's incredibly, it connects me with spirit. And I think this Four of Bells has so many layers to it. This would be Four of Air, Four of Swords. And it's interesting, I have two Four of Swords cards from different decks to share with you here today. And if you were to say, well, what is your favorite or most beautiful card in a deck, would it be a Four of Swords? And there's something really beautiful about what the Creator did with this Four of Tomes and Five of Tomes and the whole suit of tomes, and the idea of these gorgeous books representing the accumulation of our knowledge, the the writing of man's experience, human's experience on this planet. And we see this relationship with these beautiful books. In the Four of Tomes, they are beautifully displayed and treasured. These gorgeous books have been collected and honored. And yet, if they are kept behind glass, they are preserved for future generations, but they're not held in hand. They're locked up. And even if the lock was open here, I think that might have a different, tell us something different about the person who these books belong to. But then in the Six of Tomes, we see that, and these little libraries, there's a few of them in my neighborhood, and these people, they build them on their own. It's on their own property. Some of them are so cute. Oh my goodness. And it's about connecting with other people and sharing and not wasting. And there's a trust as well too, because where I live, these little free libraries are right. They have to be on your property. So you're saying to other people, it's okay to step a few yards, meters onto my property and share books and stop and talk and chat. So I find the whole concept of the little library really beautiful. Beauty. What is beauty? I think beauty is about our connection with spirit. And some of my favorite cards in the Tarot of the Hidden Realm display that connection with the divine. And this is one of the cards I think of when I think of this deck. And there are so many in Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and maybe that's why this is one of my favorite decks, because the way that the artist captures this connection with the divine. Good morning, Clevis. If I didn't say hello, I'm sorry. Welcome. It's so beautiful. Another word that I was thinking that goes synonymous with beauty is trust. These individuals, so there's the trust in the sharing of the books and having people walk onto your property. There's a trust with nature. This little fairy. And this card, this is an incredible Nine of Wands, this integration of strength and power and dance. And I'm sure you've all seen this on the stage. It's extraordinary when the music and the experience and the practice and the training of the dancer all come together in this incredible performance. And so these are some of the most beautiful cards from the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. And there are so many. And, not all beautiful cards are what might be characterized as positive cards. It's about capturing a moment capturing a moment and connection with spirit. And I feel badly that there's a couple of cards in the suit of rainbows in Osho Zen. One is the Prince of Rainbows. The other is the page of rainbows, the knight and the page. This is Shadowscapes, and this suit of pentacles is just could stare at some of these cards. The beauty in this deck is beyond words. And it has to do with a connection with spirit, a connection with something greater. One more deck before I get to the reading. And I might, if I were reviving, there's a tarot tag I did 4+ years ago called My Most Beautiful Decks. And some of the decks I'm showing you here, I may not include in that series because it's called My Most Beautiful Decks. What I'm showing you here is cards that capture the essence of beauty. And so these are some of my favorite beautiful cards. Oh my goodness, the electricity is flickering. And this one is just wow. And there's another Four of Swords for you. Incredibly beautiful. This is the textured tarot. And then I thought for today's reading, good morning, Aria. I would use a deck that is also has many incredibly beautiful cards. And the beauty that is captured in this deck, this is the Thoth Journey Tarot, also is in part due to the words of the writer. And I will read you some of her words. This is an extremely vulnerable journey into her inner world, and it captures these incredibly connected and amazing places. This whole deck, it's like a journey of path working and meeting spirit in nature all over the world to find connection with self. And so I'm going to shuffle the deck, and I want to ask about how on this day we might better understand this notion of beauty and connection with spirit. And as always, I ask this message be in the highest for the greatest good, and let no harm be done. So be it. How can this help with our healing, with our inner work, to truly understand the beauty of life, the beauty of being. And thank you all for being here. Well, let's just go. Let's start here. I'll just go with these two cards that jumped out, and then I will cut and choose a third. The Nine of Water. I think this card shows me that you were listening, or we have been listening. Full moon has passed, and Three of Cups I've mentioned is my full moon card, and this is 3 to the third power, not 3 to the third power, that's 27, but this is 3 threes of water. It's a lot of water, and it's a lot of emotion, and I really feel that in this card. The beauty of this card is in its utter release of and willingness to be open and to share all that lies within. And I know for some the heart is worn on the sleeve, but for many it's captured deep within. And in this Nine of Water, I feel that there's a deep level of trust and joy that comes with opening up and sharing emotion. There's a freedom that comes with that, an abundance. And that abundance is reflected in how we view nature. And we can find this not just on a spring or summer day. We can also find this on a gray day. We can find this, the beauty of our inner landscape reflected on any day. This root of earth, Ace of Earth, asks that we know this, that we know that the heart, our essence and beauty, can be captured in many, many ways. The potential for our deepest understanding of this final suit is one that requires fully being and fully living in this world. To take that seed and to plant it with our own two hands, to get our hands dirty, to bend down, to have a tired, sweaty body from gardening all day, to have a little bit of sun kiss or sunburn on the back of the neck, to toil and care for and figure out how to fertilize and water, what to weed and not to weed, how to tend and how to trust. So there is tremendous potential, and perhaps these two cards say it all, that the beauty and the potential of our experience on this planet is deeply connected to our ability to understand our emotional body. All right, I said I would pull one more, so I will. Another earth card. And so we take that Ace of Earth, and we, some of us do live in very urban environments, old town centers, historic quarters, rundown quarters. And yet, I feel like there's a crack in the pavement kind of message here today. It's not about repairing that crack in the pavement. It's about being utterly amazed by how in the world, in the middle of an urban jungle, a plant may appear through the crack in the pavement. And I said I would read to you a little bit from this creator. So I'm going to go to the Three of Earth. Each of these cards descriptions is just so if you don't know this deck, the creator begins in an imaginary room, and in each card bravely walks to the door, the window, the stairway, and exits into an unknown space and experiences the energy of each of these cards. And I'm just going to pick a paragraph and just do my best to appreciate the language of this. The enigmatic blue objects glow with a silver aura, and Malachi explains that these are other people's creations, so she could not understand them or find her way into them. He explains that to manifest her creative vision, she needs to endure the process. She needs to walk into the darkness and emerge on the other side so that the work can come to life. He speaks of love and passion, the forces which move her, sing to her, and sate her. How these experiences become shattered in time, the visions once so pure and innocent, smashed and ground into dust, dragging peace and pleasure into the darkness of the underworld. He tells her that there is great knowledge to be found there, in the union with death and destruction, and it is only at this point that the beauty of her heart can be built in a meaningful way. This experience, this process, is necessary, for until she has understood the depths of her desire and broken it apart to find the raw materials for her vision, she cannot rebuild from a place of authenticity and passion. That is one of 4 paragraphs describing that card. This idea of living life, and one of you, we were chatting we kind of had, I don't know, maybe did we have a back and forth about the day that I shared the smoky quartz crystal, and how you no longer purchase crystals because of your awareness of mining conditions and so forth. And you talked about other ways that you appreciate nature. And these rocks are one of the ways that I personally find a way to connect with nature without having to purchase mined gemstones. And the sheer beauty, both of the way that nature is able to perfectly polish a rock, it's truly amazing. You know, we don't need a rock polisher, a tumbler. And in the same way, this tumbled piece of granite, and I don't know, in this light you probably can't see the inflections of the quartz that are here. It's amazing, the things, the beautiful things that this earth contains within her. And this experience that one can have connected to and reflecting together, right? It's this, the idea of beauty is about this connection we have with life. All right. And so I said I'm going to weave this all in. So my tarot tip for today. Good morning, Bill. My tarot tip for today then is exactly this. To choose a deck. Let me go to here. To choose a deck where you feel inspired by the art. And reflect on this notion of beauty. And how you might rework this word that is so overused and materially concerned, into a deeper understanding of what it means to trust. And so go to a deck, and rather than choosing a favorite, contemplate what may be the most beautiful card in the deck, and ask yourself, what does this card have to teach me about beauty? And this may begin to help awaken a new window into some of the more challenging cards in the deck. And when I was looking at Shadowscapes, one of the cards that I was drawn to was the Phoenix card. And so what I might do is to compose a question such as, why am I drawn today to the beauty of death? And whatever card, whatever deck feels, because this is a way to build deeper connection in your work with the tarot. And Sometimes we are searching for spiritual connections, deeper connections. Other times we might need help finding the beauty in the mundane world. So you might want to choose a more contemporary deck that has humans doing human things, and ask where you might find the beauty in this day as a way of finding comfort, support. Yeah. All right. So you can take my keyword and mull it over in your dreams tonight, or take it with you to work, and have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for being here. Namaste.